Listen carefully. You have been walking through the days and the years of your own life, reading the lines of a background actor, reciting a dull and heavy script of lack and limitation, written by the mortal mind. But the great director has cast you as the lead. And it is high time you threw away the NPC script and stepped into your divine design. You have been standing in the shadows of your own story, watching others take the center stage, watching others claim the good that belongs to you by divine right. And you have accepted a role that is too small for your spirit. The mortal mind, which is the false mind, the mind of the five senses, has handed you a crumpled piece of paper filled with lines of fear, lines of doubt, and lines of poverty, and you have memorized them faithfully. You have looked in the mirror and recited, "I cannot afford it," or "I am not worthy," or "It is too late for me." These are the lines of the extra, the one who fills the space but does not move the plot, the one who watches the miracle but does not partake in it. But this is a lie. This is a case of mistaken identity on a cosmic scale. You are not the extra. You are the star in your own film of creation. The infinite spirit does not create background characters. The infinite spirit does not create filler. Every soul is a lead role in the mind of God. And your divine design contains a script of health, wealth, love, and perfect self-expression. It is a script written in golden ink, full of triumph, full of sudden surprises, full of the unexpected good. But you cannot read the lines of the divine design while you are clutching the script of the mortal mind. You cannot speak the words of power while you are mumbling the words of failure. You must make a bold stand today. You must look at the invisible audience of the universe and declare that you are done with the small part. You are done with the safe part. You are done with the silent part. To step into the lead role, you must first realize that the set you see around you is plastic and paint. The conditions of your life, the lack of money, the ill health, the confusion, these are merely the scenery built by your past thinking. They look solid. They look formidable, but they are as light as cardboard. You have built them with your own vain imaginings, and you can dismantle them with a single word of truth. The background actor is afraid of the scenery. The background actor thinks the walls are real stone, and the locked doors are iron. The lead actor knows that the set is there to serve the story, and if the story calls for the wall to fall, it will fall. If the story calls for the door to open, it will open. You must stop reacting to the set. You must stop looking at your bank account and saying, "This is the end of the scene." You must stop looking at the diagnosis and saying, "This is the tragic finale." It is not. It is merely a dramatic pause before the gray rector hands you the new lines of victory. The NPC script is the script of logic and reasoning. It says that you must work hard and struggle and fight for every scrap of good. It says that there is not enough to go around. It says that you are defined by your past and limited by your education. This is the script of the carnal mind, and it is enmity against God. The divine design is the script of grace. It is the script of ease. In the divine design, you do not force things to happen. You let them happen. You do not chase the good chases you. The lead actor does not run after the spotlight follows the lead actor wherever he goes. When you step into your power, when you accept the role you were born to play, the universe rushes to support your performance. The right people enter from stage left. The resources appear from stage right. The plot twists in your favor. But you must be willing to drop the old lines. You must catch yourself in the act of reciting the old script. When you wake up in the morning and the thought comes, "I am so tired. I do not want to face this day," you must say, "Cut, that is not my line. My line is, this is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. When the bill comes in the mail and the thought comes, I do not have the money, I am going under, you must say cut. That is not my line. My line is, God is my unfailing supply, and large sums of money come to me quickly, under grace, in perfect ways. You have to be ruthless with the script. You have to be the editor of your own speech and your own thought. The background actor complains. The lead actor commands. The background actor worries. The lead actor has faith. The background actor waits for permission. The lead actor knows he has been sent. The great director had you to look up from that dull, gray script of limitation. He has been waiting for you to realize that the part of the wealthy, healthy, happy, radiantly successful being has your name on it. It has always had your name on it. No one else can play your part. If you do not play it, the screen remains dark. If you do not speak your lines of truth, the silence is deafening. You are robbing the world of your specific glory by playing small. You are robbing the world of the demonstration of God's power through you. It is a sin to be a background actor when you were created to be the light of the world. It is a sin to be poor when you are the child of a king. It is a sin to be sick when the life force of the infinite flows through your veins. You must repent, which simply means to change your mind. Change your mind about your role. The NPC script tells you that you are a victim of circumstance. It tells you that the economy, or your family, or your age controls your destiny. This is the great illusion. There is only one power, and that power is within you. It is the power of the word. By thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. The background actor uses words to describe the condition. The lead actor uses words to change the condition. You must stop describing the shipwreck and start declaring the rescue. You must stop describing the empty jar and start declaring the overflow. The moment you switch scripts, the entire production changes. The mood changes. The lighting changes. The music changes. You will feel a shift in your own atmosphere. You will feel the thrill of the main character, who knows that the happy ending is guaranteed. In the divine design, there are no plot holes. There are no loose ends. The great director does not make mistakes. If you have a desire in your heart, it is the cue for your next scene. The desire is the proof that the fulfillment exists. You would not have the hunger if there were not bread. You would not have the dream if there were not a reality to match it. The NPC script tells you to kill the desire, to be realistic, to settle for less. The divine script tells you to expand, to widen your tent pegs, to prepare for rain in the desert. You must prepare for your big scene. You must dress for the part you want to play, not the part you have been playing. You must act as if you have already received. You must walk with the confidence of the one who knows the end of the movie. Fear is simply stage fright. It is the mortal mind trembling before the magnitude of the divine idea. Do not let stage fright stop you. Do not let the shaking knees of the background actor keep you behind the curtain. Walk out onto the stage of life, even if you are trembling. Speak the word of authority even if your voice shakes. The power is not in your feeling. The power is in the word itself. The word is the sword that cuts through the ropes of the old script. The word is the lamp that lights the path of the new design. You have been hypnotized by the world, thought into believing you are average. You have been hypnotized into believing you are powerless. Wake up. Snap out of the trance. You are a spiritual being with a divine destiny, and nothing can hinder you but your own doubt. The great director has cast you as the lead, because he knows you can handle the role. He knows what he put inside you. He placed the kingdom of heaven within you. It is a kingdom of infinite ideas, infinite love, and infinite power. The NPC script keeps the kingdom locked. The divine script throws the gates open. When you live by the divine script, you live by intuition. You follow the hunch. You follow the sudden impulse to go here, or call there, or turn left instead of right. The background actor follows the crowd. The background actor follows the routine. The lead actor follows the still, small voice. That voice is the director giving you your blocking. That voice is the director, telling you where to stand to catch the blessing. You cannot hear the rector if you are too busy reading the complaints of the mortal mind. You must get quiet. You must listen. You must forgive the other actors in your movie who have played the villains. They were only reading the lines you gave them. If someone has been unkind, or unjust, or critical, it is because you were holding the script of the victim, and they had to play the part of the oppressor to match your vibration. Tear up that script. Release them. When you change your role to the lead, the villains must either change their behavior to match your new dignity, or they must exit the stage. They cannot stay in your movie if they do not fit the new script. You do not need to fight them. You do not need to argue with them. You simply rise to the spiritual plane, where there is no conflict. The lead actor does not grapple with the background. The lead actor transcends the background. It is time to memorize your new lines. Repeat them until they become a part of your blood and bone. I am one with infinite intelligence. I know everything I should know. I am one with infinite love. I attract my own to me. I am one with infinite substance. My supply is endless and inexhaustible. These are the lines of the lead. These are the lines that move mountains. The old script of the NPC was full of busts and maybes. The new script is full of I am and it is done. There is no wavering in the divine design. There is no guessing. There is only the steady, rhythmic unfolding of the perfect plan. Look at the costume you have been wearing. The costume of the background actor is usually the garment of resentment or the garment of self-pity. Take it off. It is dusty and it does not fit you. Put on the garment of praise. Put on the garment of expectation. When you wear the garment of praise, you become magnetic. You attract the eyes of the world. You attract the favor of God and man. The NPC script is a script of grumbling. The divine script is a script of gratitude. Gratitude before the fact. Gratitude is the law of increase. Complaint is the law of decrease. If you want a bigger part, give thanks for the lines you have, and give thanks for the lines that are coming. The great director is ready to start the next scene. The cameras are rolling. The lights are hot. The universe is holding its breath, waiting for you to speak. Will you pick up that old, tattered paper of limitation again? Will you recite the list of reasons why you cannot succeed? Or will you stand tall, square your shoulders, look the world in the eye, and speak the word that sets you free? You are the lead. You have always been the lead. The movie is about you. The love is for you. The joy is for you. The abundance is for you. The script alack was a forgery. It was a fake. Throw it in the fire of the Holy Spirit and watch it burn. Step forward. The mark is taped on the floor for you. It is a mark of gold. It is the place where you stand in your full power. Do not look back at the shadows. Do not look back at the mistakes. The past scenes are in the can. They are edited out. They are forgiven and forgotten. This is a new take. This is a fresh start. This is the moment where the character arc shifts from tragedy to triumph. You are the hero of this story. You are the one who overcomes. You are the one who finds the treasure. You are the one who gets the girl, or the boy, or the job, or the healing. It is written in the stars, and it is written in your heart. Let the great director guide you. He will not let you fail. If you stumble on a line, he will prompt you. If you miss a mark, he will adjust the camera. You are supported by the entire company of heaven. The angels are your co-stars. The saints are your audience. You have nothing to fear. The NPC script is dead. Long live the divine design. Your life is a masterpiece waiting to be acted out. The curtain is up. The time is now. Speak your word. Live your truth. Be the lead. Life is a game, a magnificent game of giving and receiving. But for too long you have stood on the checkerboard of existence feeling like a pawn. You have let the giant hands of circumstance move you from one square of lack to another square of limitation. You have believed that you are at the mercy of the board, at the mercy of the other players, and at the mercy of luck. You have looked at the black squares of adversity and trembled, thinking they were permanent traps. You have looked at the white squares of opportunity and believed they were reserved for others, for the lucky ones, for the favorites of fate. But I am here to tell you, there is no fate but the fate you create. You are not the pawn. You are the player. You are not the victim of the plot. You are the author of the story. You hold in your hand the pen of faith, and with it, you can rewrite history, and you can pre-write destiny. Most people consider life a battle, but it is not a battle, it is a game. It is a game played with the law of spiritual forces. When you play it as a pawn, you are playing with the mortal mind, and the mortal mind is a cheater. The mortal mind tells you that you are weak. It tells you that the economy determines your wealth. It tells you that your family history determines your health. It tells you that your past mistakes determine your future happiness. These are the rules of the pawn. The pawn moves only one step at a time, timidly, afraid of being taken, afraid of being knocked off the board. But the player who knows the spiritual law knows that one move of faith can clear the entire board. One word of truth can sweep away a lifetime of error. You must learn the rules of the game to play it successfully. And the first rule is that what you send out, you receive. The game is a game of boomerangs. If you send out fear, the pawns move, you receive disaster. If you send out faith, the masters move. You receive miracles. You have been writing your life story with a trembling hand, using the ink of worry. Every time you worry, you are writing a sad chapter. Every time you complain, you are writing a tragic twist. You say, I am always late, and the law says, so be it, and writes you a scene of delay. You say, I never have enough money, and the subconscious mind, which is the faithful servant, says, as you wish, and writes a scene of debt. You have been a prolific author of misery, without even knowing it. You have been dictating a script of victimhood to the universe, and the universe has been acting it out perfectly. But today, we cap the pen of worry. We throw away the ink of fear. We pick up the pen of faith. The pen of faith writes in bold, golden strokes. It does not ask how. It does not ask when. It simply writes the end result. It writes, I have a lavish supply. It writes, I am divinely healthy. It writes, my heart's desire is now mine. To stop playing the pawn, you must stop reacting to the board. The pawn reacts. The player acts. When you look at your bank account and it is empty, the pawn reacts with panic. The pawn says, I am broke. The player looks at the same empty account and acts with faith. The player says, my supply comes from God, and it is rushing to me now, under grace, in perfect ways. This is how you change the plot. You do not change the plot by fighting the old characters. You do not change the plot by erasing the old words with tears. You change the plot by writing a new sentence so powerful that it swallows up the old meaning. You introduce a new character called success. You introduce a new twist called unexpected good. The moment you state your affirmation, the moment you speak your word, the game shifts. The pieces on the board may look the same for a moment, but the energy has changed. The checkmate of your difficulties is already guaranteed. You must realize that the other people in your game, the difficult boss, the ungrateful relative, the creditor, are only messengers. They are reflecting your own doubts and fears back to you. If you feel like a victim, they will treat you like a victim. If you feel like a pawn, they will push you around. But if you stand in your authority, if you realize you are the author, they must change their script. When you change your mind, they must change their methods. There is no power in them to hurt you, unless you give them that power by believing in it. The only power is God, and that power is within you. When you know this, when you really know this, you can look at the most terrifying giant in your life and say, "You have no power over me. You are a shadow. You are call your bluff." And the giant will shrink. The obstacle will vanish. The locked door will open. This is the law. Writing with the pen of faith means you must ignore the evidence of your senses. The senses are the tools of the pawn. The senses see only the wall. Faith sees the gate. The senses hear only the noise of confusion. Faith hears the symphony of success. You must become blind to the problem and deaf to the discouragement. You must live in the fourth dimension, the world of the wondrous. In the fourth dimension, the game is already won. In the divine mind, your success is already a finished fact. You are not trying to make it happen. You are trying to make it appear. You are bringing the truth from the invisible realm into the visible realm. And you do this by holding the pen steady. You do not waver. You do not write a sentence of faith in the morning and a sentence of doubt in the evening. That creates a blurred manuscript. That creates a chaotic game. You must be consistent. You must write "it is done," and then you must act as if it is done. The pawn waits for the condition to change before he feels safe. The player feels safe, and then the condition changes. This is the great secret. You must have the feeling of the victory before the victory arrives. You must prepare for your ship to come in. If you asked for money, do you have a wallet to put it in? If you ask for a guest, have you set the chair? This preparation is the active faith that signals to the universal mind that you are not bluffing. You are the author, and you are setting the stage for the climax of the scene. If you ask for success, but you prepare for failure, you will get what you prepared for. You are the only person who can limit your game. No one else can stop you. The stars cannot stop you. The economy cannot stop you. Only your own pen can cross out your blessing. You have been hypnotized by the world, thought into believing that life is hard, that you must struggle, that you must fight for every inch of ground. Wake up from that trance. That is the pawn's nightmare. Life is easy. Life is a game of joy. Life is a game of giving way to the divine will. When you stop fighting the game and start playing it, the tension leaves your body. The anxiety leaves your mind. You realize that the board is rigged in your favor. The great designer of the game wants you to win. It is his good pleasure to give you the kingdom. You have been trying to grab the kingdom with the hands of a pawn, but you must receive it with the heart of a prince. You must relax into your good. Think of your word as a magic wand. Every time you speak, you wave the wand. Are you waving it over your life to create weeds or flowers? Are you saying, "I am sick and tired"? Then you are waving the wand of exhaustion. Are you saying, "I am so lucky, things always work out for me"? Then you are waving the wand of fortune. The author creates the atmosphere of the story with adjectives. What adjectives are you attaching to your life? Is it a hard life? A lonely life? A struggling life? Or is it a rich life? A magical life? A divine life? Cross out the old adjectives. They are unworthy of you. They are unworthy of the God in you. Take your pen and write glorious. Write abundant. Write peaceful. The universe reads your manuscript and adjusts the lighting and the scenery to match your description. Fear is simply faith in evil. It is trusting the dark plot instead of the light plot. When you worry, you are believing that the worst will happen. You are writing a horror story. Why would you do that? Why would you use your creative power to build a dungeon for yourself? Stop writing the tragedy. Tear up the page, say I deny that. That is not true of God, so it is not true of me. I do not accept this situation. I accept only the perfect plan. When you stand your ground like this, the dark pawns on the board begin to fall. The opposition melts away. You will find that the thing you feared most was nothing but a shadow, a trick of the light. It had no substance. It only had the substance you gave it with your own fear. Withdraw your fear, and the monster becomes a mouse. The game of life is a game of intuition. The pawn relies on reason. The player relies on the hunch. The hunch is the move suggested by the infinite intelligence. It often looks like a risky move. It often looks like a silly move. Save your money. Intuition says, buy the ticket. Reason says, stay home. Intuition says, go to the meeting. The author of the story knows the ending, and he whispers the next line to you. You must learn to listen to that whisper. It is the voice of your destiny. It is the guide that leads you through the maze of the board to the square of fulfillment. When you follow the hunch, you are playing the game like a master. You are moving with the flow of the river, not against it. You cease your anxious struggle, and you let the current of the divine carry you to the ocean of plenty. So, look at your life today. Look at the squares you are standing on. Do not judge by appearances. Appearances are the dusty old pages of the past. Turn the page. A fresh, white page lies before you. The pen is warm in your hand. The ink of the spirit is inexhaustible. What will you write? Will you write another day of drudgery? Or will you write a day of surprises? Will you write a year of same old, same old? Or will you write a year of harvest? You are the author. The characters are waiting for your command. The props are waiting for your instruction. The plot is yours to command. You have the power to forgive the past, which deletes the old scenes. You have the power to bless the present, which highlights the good scenes. And you have the power to claim the future, which writes the masterpieces yet to come. Do not be a pawn for one moment longer. A pawn is a victim. A player is a victor. A pawn begs. A player thanks. A pawn worries. A player trusts. Step into your power. Stand up straight at the table of life. Roll the dice of faith with a steady hand. Cast your burden on the Christ within and go free. The game is fun when you know you cannot lose. And you cannot lose when you are on God's side. The only way to lose is to quit playing, to throw down the pen and say, I give up. But you will not give up. You will write until the story is finished, and the story ends with you, radiant, successful, surrounded by love, standing in the winner's circle. This is your divine design. This is the role you were born to play. Pick up your pen. The new chapter begins now. Stop blending into the wallpaper of the average and the expected. For you were not created to be a subtle pattern in the background of someone else's life. You were not created to be the beige paint on the walls of history, unnoticed and uncelebrated. You have been hypnotized by the race thought into believing that it is safer to be invisible, that it is holier to be humble in a way that denies your power, and that it is wiser to keep your head down. This is the great lie of the mortal mind. The infinite spirit does not create non-player characters to fill space. The infinite spirit does not have a surplus of soul material that it uses just to crowd the room. Every single soul is a deliberate, specific, and magnificent expression of the divine, sent here with a sealed order to radiate glory. If you are feeling stuck in the background, if you feel like you are watching the parade pass you by, It is only because you have forgotten your leading role. You have forgotten that God's favor is always seeking you, but you are hiding behind the scenery of your own doubts. The world attempts to press you into a mold. It tells you to be reasonable. It tells you to be realistic. It tells you to follow the beaten path, to go to school, to get the safe job, to retire, and to die without making a fuss. This is the script of the average. The average is the enemy of the divine. The average is the playground of the carnal mind, where nothing new ever happens, and where miracles are viewed with suspicion. When you agree to be average, you are insulting the Creator who made you unique. There is no duplicate of you in the entire universe. There is a specific work that only you can do, a specific song that only you can sing, and a specific blessing that only you can bestow. When you blend into the wallpaper, you withhold that blessing from the world. You block the channel. You stop the flow. And when the flow is stopped, you experience congestion, which manifests as illness, or lack, or depression. These are simply the cries of your stifled spirit asking to be let out. You must realize that the infinite spirit creates stars. A star does not apologize for its light. A star does not ask permission to burn. It simply is. It radiates because that is its nature. You are a star in the constellation of humanity, and your nature is to shine. To shine means to express yourself fully, without fear of judgment and without fear of failure. The non-player character is terrified of failure. The non-player character worries about what the neighbors will think. The star knows that there is no failure, there is only experience. And there is only the unfolding of the divine plan. The star knows that the neighbors are only reflecting one's own state of mind. If you are critical of yourself, they will be critical of you. If you are confident in your God-given power, they will respect you. You must step out of the chorus line and take center stage. The background is a crowded place. It is full of people who are waiting. They are waiting for the economy to improve. They are waiting for the right person to love them. They are waiting for a break. But the kingdom of heaven is not a waiting room. The kingdom of heaven is a realm of action. It is a realm of now. Now is the appointed time. Today is the day of salvation. To move from the background to the foreground, you must stop waiting and start claiming. You must claim your good. You must affirm your station. You must say, I am the lead in my own life, and I draw to me the opportunities, the resources, and the love that belong to my role. The moment you make this claim, the background fades away. The wallpaper dissolves. You stand out. You become magnetic. Many people stay in the background because of a false sense of modesty. They think it is spiritual to be poor, or to be quiet, or to be trampled upon. This is not spirituality, this is timidity. God is the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills. God is the richness of the universe. If you are His child, you are the heir to that richness. There is nothing spiritual about lack. There is nothing spiritual about hiding your talent in the earth. That is the behavior of the wicked and slothful servant. The good servant trades with his talents. The good servant expands. The good servant takes risks. You must have the courage to be prosperous. You must have the courage to be healthy. You must have the courage to be happy when the rest of the world is miserable. This sets you apart. This makes you a beacon. The expected is the prison of the soul. Society expects you to age and grow weak. Society expects you to struggle for money. Society expects you to have your heart broken. Why would you subscribe to such a dreary magazine? Cancel that subscription. Expect the unexpected. Expect the impossible. The infinite spirit delights in the impossible. It delights in taking the person who was written off, the person in the back row, and elevating them to the throne. But God cannot lift you if you are clinging to the floor. You must let go of the safety of the expected. You must be willing to look foolish to the eyes of the worldly wise. Noah looked foolish building an ark. David looked foolish facing a giant with a sling. But they were the stars of their stories because they trusted the inner leading over the outer appearance. If you are treated like an extra in your own life, it is because you are acting like one. You are reading the lines of the victim. You are saying, "Nothing good ever happens to me," or "I always get the short end of the stick." These are the lines of a background character. The universe is a giant mirror. It reflects your estimate of yourself. If you estimate yourself as a penny, the world will treat you like loose change. If you estimate yourself as gold, the world will polish you and value you. You must raise your value in your own estimation. You must see yourself as God sees you, perfect, complete, and lacking in nothing. You must walk with the dignity of a king or a queen, even if you are walking in worn-out shoes. The shoes will change when your walk changes. The non-player character believes in competition. They believe there are only a few spots in the limelight, and they have to fight for them. They believe that if someone else succeeds, it takes something away from them. This is the lie of limitation. In the divine mind, there is no competition. There is only cooperation and individual expression. What is yours cannot be taken by another, and what belongs to another is not yours. There is a place that you are to fill that no one else can fill. There is a specific audience that needs to hear your voice. There is a specific work that needs your hands. When you realize this, envy disappears. Jealousy vanishes. You stop looking at the other actors, and you focus on your own script. You realize that your success is guaranteed by the laws of the universe, provided you stay in your lane and play your part. To step into your leading role, you must listen to your intuition. The background character follows the herd. The background character does what is popular. The star follows the hunch. The hunch is the voice of the director, whispering in your ear. It might tell you to turn left when everyone else turns right. It might tell you to start a business when everyone else is seeking security. It might tell you to for someone who does not deserve it. These are the directions that lead to the spotlight. Intuition is the faculty of the superconscious mind. It sees around the corners. It sees the end from the beginning. When you ignore your intuition, you fall back into the ranks of the ordinary. When you follow it, you ascend to the extraordinary. You have been blending into the wallpaper because you are afraid of your own power. You are afraid that if you really let go, if you really spoke your truth, that might cause a scene. But the world needs a scene. The world needs the scene of your triumph. The world is bored with the status quo. It is hungry for authenticity. It is starving for the light of a soul on fire. Do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Their comfort is not your business. Your business is to shine. If your light hurts their eyes, they can wear sunglasses, or they can wake up and light their own candles. By shining, you give others permission to do the same. You liberate them from the shadows. You show them that the wallpaper is not the reality. The infinite spirit has provided you with a costume of power, but you have left it in the wardrobe. You are wearing the rags of, "I can't." Put on the full armor of God. Put on the helmet of salvation, which is the knowledge that you are safe in the divine plan. Put on the breastplate of righteousness, which is the right use of your mental forces. Pick up the sword of the Spirit, which is your word. The background character is unarmed. The star is fully equipped. When you speak the word of authority, the atoms of the universe rearrange themselves to obey you. You say, "Let there be light," and there is light. You say, "Let there be peace," and there is peace. But you must speak it. You cannot mumble it. You cannot wish it. You must decree it. There is a divine design for your life that is filled with beauty, color, and excitement. It is not a gray existence. It is a technicolor masterpiece. If your life looks gray, it is because you are looking through the gray lens of fear. Clean the lens. Use the cleaning fluid of faith. Affirm, I banish the past. I live in the wonderful now. I am open to the divine surprises. When you do this, you will notice that the people around you start to change. The ones who wanted you to stay small will fall away. And new people, people who recognize your star quality, will enter the scene. This is the law of attraction. Like attracts like. If you vibrate at the level of a star, you will attract other stars. You will form a constellation of success. Do not let the years you have spent in the background discourage you. In the divine mind, time is an illusion. 1,000 years are as a day. You can step into your leading role in the twinkling of an eye. The past has no power over you unless you give it power. The mistakes of yesterday are the lessons of today and the wisdom of tomorrow. The great director does not hold a grudge. He simply says, action. He is ready for you to perform. He has the camera focused on you right now. He is waiting for you to deliver the line of faith. He is waiting for you to make the move of courage. Do not keep him waiting. Stop saying, someday. Someday is a word that does not exist in the calendar of the spirit. There is only today. There is only this breath. If you want to be a writer, write today. If you want to be a leader, lead today. If you want to be wealthy, feel wealthy today. The feeling of the desire fulfilled is the key that unlocks the door. The non-player character waits for the external condition to change before feeling good. The star feels good, and thereby changes the external condition. You must be the master of your mood. You must dictate the atmosphere. When you walk into a room, the energy should shift. Not because you are arrogant, but because you are radiant. Because you are connected to the source of all power. You are not here to fill a seat. You are here to build a world. You are a co-creator with God. Your thoughts are the blueprints. Your words are the bricks. Your emotions are the mortar. What are you building? Are you building a shed of limitation or a temple of grandeur? The materials are free. The supply is endless. The only limit is your imagination. The average person imagines disaster. The expected person imagines mediocrity. The star imagines the kingdom. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. This means that your life here should reflect the perfection of the spiritual realm. There is no poverty in heaven. There is no sickness in heaven. There is no loneliness in heaven. So there should be none in your life. The wallpaper is the consensus reality. It is the news, the statistics, the doom and gloom reports. It is the collective hypnosis of humanity. You must wake up. You must snap out of it. You must stand against the wall and peel yourself away from the pattern. Stand in the center of the room. Declare your freedom. I am free from the race thought. I am free from the fear of lack. I am free from the fear of death. I am a spiritual being, enduring and deathless. When you make these declarations, you shatter the glass ceiling. You break the chains of the expected. You become a wild card in the deck of life, a force of nature that be predicted and cannot be contained. Remember that God loves the bold. Providence moves with the decisive. The moment you commit to your leading role, the universe moves to support you. Unseen hands help you. Doors open that were rusted shut. Bridges appear over chasms. But you have to take the first step. You have to walk toward the edge of the light. You have to trust that the floor will hold you. The background character stays by the wall because it feels solid. The star walks on water because he knows that faith is more solid than asphalt. You are intended to be a sign and a wonder. You are intended to be living proof of the power of the word. Your life is the teaching. Your life is the sermon. If you are living a small, scared life, you are preaching a sermon of fear. If you are living a bold, abundant life, you are preaching a sermon of truth. Preach the truth with your existence. Let your prosperity be the evidence of God's generosity. Let your health be the evidence of God's vitality. Let your joy be the evidence of God's love. Do not hide these things. Do not downplay them. Amplify them. Magnify the Lord by magnifying your own good. The Infinite Spirit has a script for you that is better than anything you can write for yourself. But you have to drop the old script to pick up the new one. You have to drop the script of the victim. You have to drop the script of the martyr. You have to drop the script of the underdog. These are tired tropes. They are boring. The divine script is fresh. It is full of twists of grace. It is full of serendipity. It is a romance with the divine. It is an adventure of the soul. Why would you trade this for the safety of the wallpaper? The safety is an illusion anyway. The wallpaper peels. The background fades. The only things is the light of the soul. So, stand up. Square your shoulders. Lift your chin. Look the world in the eye. You are not a number. You are not a statistic. You are not a demographic. You are a son or daughter of the Most High. You have the DNA of the miraculous in your veins. Act like it. Speak like it. Walk like it. Stop apologizing for your existence and start celebrating it. The great director calls your name. The audience of the angels is leaning forward. The curtain has risen. Step out of the shadows. Step into the light. The stage is yours. The world is a looking glass. And it gives back to you the reflection of your own face. If you look into it with the face of an extra, a background, character who expects nothing and demands nothing, the world will treat you with the indifference of a passing stranger. It will give you the scraps of the feast. It will give you the standing room only. It will give you the silence where there should be applause. You have been walking through the marketplace of life, wondering why others are served first, wondering why others are given the best robes and the choicest wine, while you are left to wait in the shadows. You have blamed the world. You have blamed the system. You have blamed your luck. But the fault, dear friend, is not in your stars, nor in the world outside. It is in the silent, secret conversation you hold with yourself. You have been whispering to your own soul that you are small, that you are unworthy, and that you are powerless. The world has simply overheard you, and it has agreed. You must understand that the universe has no opinion of you other than the opinion you have of yourself. It is an impersonal, blind force of execution. It takes your internal dialogue and prints it out as your external reality. If your internal dialogue is the passive voice of the victim, saying, "I hope things get better," "I wonder if I will scrape by," or "They probably won't like me," then you are handing the universe a script of mediocrity. You are telling the great director that you are an extra, and the director, who respects your free will, places you in the background. But this can change in the twinkling of an eye. The moment you change your mind, you change your location on the map of destiny. The moment you stop whining and start commanding, the Red Sea of your difficulties parts, and you walk through on dry land. We are here to rewrite that internal dialogue. We are here to burn the old script of the victim. The victim speaks in questions. The master speaks in periods and exclamation points. The victim asks, "Can I?" The master says, "I can." The victim says, "I will try." The master says, "It is done." You have been given a tool of immeasurable power, a tool that can carve a path through the jungle of any circumstance. And that tool is your word. Your word is your wand. But you have been waving this wand carelessly. You have been pointing it at your feet and tripping yourself. You have been pointing it at your bank account and shrinking it. You have been pointing it at your body and weakening it. You must learn now to wield the wand with the precision of a surgeon and the authority of a king. Every time you speak, you are casting a spell. This is not superstition, this is the law of vibration. Sound is energy, and thought is energy. When you combine them in speech, you set into motion a chain of causes that must return to you. If you speak of your weakness, you are inviting the world to exploit you. If you speak of your poverty, you are inviting the unexpected bill. If you speak of your loneliness, you are building a wall around your heart that keeps love out. You must stop stating what you do not want. The extra talks about the problem. The master talks about the answer. The extra describes the darkness. The master turns on the light. You must become your master of your conversation, both the words you speak to others and the words you whisper to yourself in the dark. The passive voice adductive thing. It feels safe. It says, it is not my fault. It says, they did this to me. It says, the economy is bad. This is the drug of the mortal mind. It lulls you to sleep while your house burns down. You must wake up. You must take the active command. The active command says, I am the cause of my own world. It says, I have the power to change this. It says, God is my instant and unfailing supply. And I fear no evil. When you switch to the active command, you might feel a tremor of fear at first because you are taking responsibility. But that fear is only the breaking of the shell. It is the chick pecking its way out of the egg. Step out. The air is fresh. The light is bright. You were not meant to stay in the shell. Listen to your thoughts for 1 hour. Just 1 hour. You will be amazed at how many times you affirm failure. You say, I'm so tired. You say, I'm sick of this. You say, it's killing me. The subconscious mind, which is the faithful servant, hears you say, it's killing me, and it begins to shut down your vital forces. It has no sense of humor. It does not know you are using a figure of speech. It obeys. You must stop giving these destructive orders to your inner servant. You must start giving the orders of life. Say, I am alive with the life of the infinite. Say, I am awake and ready for my good. Say, this situation is working out for my advantage. You must lie to the appearance to speak the truth of the spirit. The appearance may be lack, but the truth is abundance. Speak the truth until the appearance faints and falls away. The world treats you like an extra, because you are waiting for permission to be the star. You are waiting for someone to discover you. You are waiting for a letter, a call, a sign. But the sign is in your own mouth. The call is your own voice. You must authorize yourself. You must crown yourself. The spiritual master knows, but he does not need the world's permission to be great. He has God's permission, which was given at birth. The extra blends in. The master stands out. The extra apologizes for taking up space. The master expands to fill the space. You must stop shrinking. Expand your thinking. Expand your breathing. Expand your expectations. When you walk into a room, assume that you are there to bless it. Assume that you are there to give, not to get. The one who gives is the master. The one who begs is the extra. Your internal dialogue is the blueprint of your future. If the blueprint is smudged with worry, the building will be unstable. If the blueprint is drawn with the sharp lines of faith, the building will stand against the storm. You must catch yourself when you slip into the passive voice. When the thought comes, what if I lose my job? You must catch it by the throat. You must strangle that thought before it becomes a thing. You must replace it immediately with the command, my job is a channel for God's abundance. And if one door closes, a better one opens instantly. You must be vigilant. You must be a watchman at the gate of your mind. Do not let the spies of doubt enter the city. They come to steal your peace. They come to destroy your confidence. Keep the gate shut. The wand of your word can dissolve mountains. You have mountains of fear, mountains of debt, mountains of regret. They look solid. They look like granite. But they are made of shadows. They are made of accumulated negative thoughts of the past. One word of truth can shatter them. The word, freedom, is a hammer. The word, love, is a fire. The word, God, is a light. Use these words. Do not use the weak, gray words of the world. Use the high-octane words of the Spirit. When you face a difficulty, do not talk about the difficulty. Talk to the difficulty. Say, mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea. You are not asking the mountain to move. You are commanding it. This is the difference between the prayer of the beggar and the prayer of the master. The beggar asks God to change the circumstance. The master knows that God has already given him the power to change it himself through the word. You have been playing the role of the extra because you believe in the power of others more than you believe in the power within you. You think the boss has the power. You think the government has the power. You think the doctor has the power. These are all agents, but the power is the one power, the infinite intelligence that flows through you. When you align your word with this power, you become invincible. One with God is a majority. The extra looks at the odds. The master looks at the outcome. The extra calculates the risk. The master trusts the intuition. Intuition is the speech of the divine. It does not argue. It simply knows. When you follow the hunch, you are using the wand correctly. You are pointing it in the direction of the flow. Rewrite your script this very moment. Cross out the lines that say, I am too old. Write, I am ageless and timeless spirit. Cross out the lines that say, I am lonely. Write, I am with the love of the universe, and my own awaits me. Cross out the lines that say, I am broke. Write, I have a rich father, and I am heir to the kingdom. Do not just think it, speak it. Say it in the shower. Say it in the car. Say it until your throat vibrates with the frequency of it. The subconscious mind is impressed by repetition. It is impressed by emotion. You cannot speak these words indifferently. You must put the force of your conviction behind them. You must mean it. The world will try to pull you back into the chorus line. The people around you, who are also playing the role of extras, will be uncomfortable when you start acting like a star. They will say, who do you think you are? They will try to remind you of your past. They will try to remind you of your failures. Do not listen. They are reading from the old script. They are looking at the dead self. You are the new self. You are the resurrected self. You must forgive them. For they know not what they do. But you must not agree with them. You must maintain your new internal dialogue, even in the face of their ridicule. Their ridicule is a test. It is testing to see if you really believe what you say you believe. Stand firm. The one who stands firm is the one who leads. When you wield the wand of your word, you must also be careful of your idle words. The idle word is a boomerang. You say, I wish I hadn't gone there. I hate this weather. Or that person makes me sick. These are idle words, but they return to you as conditions. The sick person makes you sick. The hatted weather brings a cold. You must purify your speech. The master speaks only of that which he wishes to see manifest. If he cannot say something good, he says nothing. He keeps the silence. The silence is golden because it is the womb of power. In the silence, you charge your wand. In the chatter, you stop gossiping. Stop complaining. Stop discussing the news. These are leaks in your power tank. Plug the leaks. Conserve your energy for the great work of demonstration. The active command of the spiritual master is a command of love. It is not a command of force. You do not force people to do your will. That is black magic. You command the divine within yourself to meet the divine within others. You salute the divinity in every man, and by doing so, you bring out the best in them. The extra judges the surface. The master greets the soul. When you treat everyone as a star, you become the sun. You become the center of the solar system. The world treats you better because you are treating the world better. You are projecting a higher vibration, and the law of attraction brings back a higher return. You get what you give, and you will receive greatness. Look at your problems as plot twists that you have the power to resolve. The extra panics at the plot twist. The master smiles. He knows that the twist is leading to a better ending. He knows that the obstacle is a stepping stone. He speaks to the obstacle. He says, I bless you. You are a messenger of good. You are showing me where I need to exercise my faith. By blessing the obstacle, you rob it of its power to hurt you. You transform it. The active command turns the stumbling block into a staircase. This is the alchemy of the word. You are the alchemist. Your mind is the laboratory. Your word is the catalyst. Stop blending in. You were made to shine. The infinite spirit does not make mistakes. It did not make you to be a doormat. It made you to be a doorway. A doorway for the light to enter the world. Open the door. Speak the word. I am open and receptive to the divine plan. I am now drawing to myself everything that belongs to me by divine right. I am fearless. I am free. Feel the shift in your body as you say these things. Your posture changes. Your eyes brighten. You are no longer the extra. You have taken the center stage. The wand is in your hand. It has always been in your hand. But you have been using it to beat yourself up. Stop it. Use it to pave the way. Use it to clear the track. Use it to call down the blessings of heaven. The angels are waiting for your command. They cannot act until you speak. They are bound by your word. Release them. Give them a job to do. Tell them. Go forth and prepare the way. Ring me my own. They will fly on the wings of your faith. But if you doubt, you clip their wings. If you worry, you call them back. Trust your word. The past is a bucket of ashes. Do not carry it with you. The extra carries the past like a heavy luggage. The master travels light. The master lives in the eternal now. In the now, there is no history of failure. There is only the potential for glory. Rewrite your dialogue, Fook. Now I am successful. Now I am whole. Now I am loved. The subconscious mind only understands the present tense. It does not understand tomorrow. If you say, I will be happy, it keeps happiness in the future. You must say, I am happy. Catch the feeling of it. The feeling is the seal of the command. You are rewriting your life story, sentence by sentence, thought by thought. It is a laborious process at first, like learning a new language. You will slip, you will revert to the passive voice. Do not condemn yourself. Just correct yourself. Pick up the wand again. Wave it again. Persistence is the key. The wall of Jericho did not fall the first time they walked around it. It fell after the 7th time, when they shouted. You must shout your affirmation in the faith of silence. You must persist until the wall crumbles. And it will crumble. That is a promise. That is a law. The world is waiting for you to take your place. It is tired of your false humility. It needs your strength. It needs your example. It needs to see someone who knows who they are. Be that person. Be the master. Let your word be the law of your life. Let your internal dialogue be a song of triumph. You are not a victim. You are not a pawn. You are a king. You are not an extra. You are the star. The script is yours. The pen is yours. The wand is yours. Write it. Settle into the silence now, for the silence is not empty, it is the workshop of God. In this quiet place, the noise of the world fades away. The noise of your worries, the noise of your doubts, and the noise of other people's opinions. These are just the sound effects of a chaotic life. And we are turning the volume down so that you can hear the truth. The truth is speaking to you in a still, small voice, and it is telling you that you have been swindled. You have been tricked into signing a contract that was never yours to sign. It is the contract of mediocrity. You signed it with the invisible ink of your own fear, perhaps years ago, perhaps yesterday. You signed it when you agreed to settle for less than your heart's desire. You signed it when you looked your bank account and said, "I will never have enough." You signed it when you looked in the mirror and said, "I am not good enough." But today, in this holy silence, we are going to find that contract. We are going to read it one last time, and then we are going to tear it into 1,000 pieces. You are about to discover that the only thing keeping you from the spotlight of abundance is the false belief that you are meant to be a spectator in the theater of your own life. You have been sitting in the dark velvet chairs of the audience, clutching your program, watching the play unfold on the stage. You have watched others fall in love, others make millions, others travel the world, and others be healed. You have clapped for them, you have envied them, and you have wept for them. But you have remained in your seat, safe in the shadows, believing that the stage is reserved for a special class of people, the lucky ones, the talented ones, the chosen ones. This is the great illusion. The stage is not reserved. The stage is waiting for you. The spotlight is not limited. The spotlight is searching for you. The moment you stand up from that seat of a spectator, the usher of divine providence will guide you to the center of the stage. The contract of mediocrity states that you must be reasonable. It states that you must work hard for very little reward. It states that you are defined by your background, your education, and your past mistakes. This contract is a lie. It is a forgery created by the mortal mind, the carnal mind that is enmity against God. The infinite spirit knows nothing of mediocrity. Does the sun shine with mediocrity? Does the ocean crash against the shore with mediocrity? Does the rose bloom with mediocrity? No. All of nature expresses the lavish abundance of the Creator. You are the highest expression of that creation. You were made in the image and likeness of the all-powerful. Therefore, mediocrity is a sin against your true nature. It is a denial of the divinity within you. When you accept an average life, you are rejecting the inheritance of a king. To tear up this contract, you must first recognize that you are holding it. You hold it every time you make an excuse. You hold it every time you say, "I can't." You hold it every time you procrastinate. Procrastination is the thief of time, but it is also the heavy chain of the spectator. The spectator says, "I will do it someday. I will do it now." Faith is an act. Faith is a movement. You cannot sit in the silence forever. You settle into the silence to get your orders, and then you must march. You must march out of the auditorium and onto the platform. You must realize that the fear that keeps you in your seat is simply inverted faith. It is faith in evil instead of faith in good. You have been using your magnificent power of imagination to visualize failure. You have been imagining tripping on the stage, forgetting your lines, or being laughed at. This is the misuse of your divine instrument. In the silence, reverse the machinery of your mind. Instead of imagining the worst, imagine the best. See yourself tearing up that paper contract. Hear the sound of the paper ripping. Feel the relief washing over you. You are no longer bound by the agreements of the past. You are free. You are under a new contract now, the covenant of grace. The covenant of grace says that you are supplied with every good thing. It says that your barns shall be filled with plenty. It says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is the contract you were born with, but you forgot it. You let the world hand you a cheap substitute. Today, we reclaim the original document. We reclaim the divine design. The spotlight of abundance is not something you have to chase. You do not have to manipulate lights or shout for attention. The spotlight follows the star. If you are not in the spotlight, it is because you are not acting like the star. You are acting like the extra. The extra blends in. The extra tries not to be noticed. The extra is afraid to shine because shining attracts attention, and attention brings judgment. But you must not fear judgment. The only judgment that matters is the judgment of your own soul, which says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." You cannot be faithful to your talent if you hide it in the ground. You must dig it up. You must polish it. You must hold it up to the light. When you do this, the universe responds with applause. There is a rhythm to the theater of life. There is a time to rehearse and a time to perform. You have been rehearsing your limitations for too long. You have memorized the lines of poverty. You have perfected the monologue of the victim. You know exactly how to tell your sad story to get sympathy. But sympathy is a poor substitute for success. Sympathy keeps you in the chair. Success pulls you onto the stage. Stop telling the sad story. Stop repeating the old grievances. They are dead leaves. Let them fall. Begin to speak the new lines of the protagonist. I am one with the infinite intelligence. I know my way and my way is made plain. I am a magnet for divine prosperity. These are the lines that change the plot. The false belief that you are a spectator is rooted in the idea of separation. You think God is far away, watching you from a distance, deciding whether or not to help you based on your behavior. This is childhood thinking. God is not watching you, God is living through you. I and the Father are one. The power that creates worlds is beating in your heart. The wisdom that guides the planets is in your mind. You are the vehicle for the divine to experience its own abundance. If you are poor, you are blocking the flow of God's richness. If you are sick, you are blocking the flow of God's life. If you are unhappy, you are blocking the flow of God's joy. The spectator blocks the view. The actor expresses the view. Tear up the contract of safety. There is no safety in the shadows. The shadows are where the fungi of fear grow. The only true safety is in the center of God's will, and God's will is that you live fully, boldly, and richly. You might think, but what if I fail? There is no failure in God. There is only learning, and there is only turning. If you miss a cue, you turn it into a new scene. If you drop a prop, you improvise. The great director is whispering in your ear, giving you the adjustments. But he cannot direct you if you are not moving. A parked car cannot be steered. You must get moving. You must take a step, any step, toward your desire. Abundance is your birthright. It is not something you have to earn by suffering. You do not have to pay for your good with pain. That is the old theology. The new thought is that you pay for your good with faith. You pay with the coin of belief. The contract of mediocrity says you must struggle. The divine design says you must trust. Cast your burden on the Lord. This means you throw the heavy weight of how onto the infinite. You do not need to know how the money will come. You do not need to know how the healing will happen. You only need to know that it is done. The how is the business of the erector. The what is the business of the actor. You define the what. You say, I desire this, and then you act as if you have it. The silence is where you bid the mental equivalent of your good. You cannot have the spotlight on the outside if you do not have the spotlight on the inside. You must see yourself as the person you want to be. You must walk with the carriage of success. You must dress with the care of success. You must speak with the tone of success. The spectator dresses for comfort. The star dresses for the role. If you want to be a leader, do not dress like a follower. If you want to be wealthy, do not talk like a pauper. Your external world is a printout of your internal state. Change the file in the computer, and the printout changes. Change the belief in the heart, and the life changes. You have been hypnotized by the appearance of lack. You look at the empty seats in the theater of your life, and you get discouraged. But the seats are not empty. They are filled with the invisible cloud of witnesses. The angels are watching. The forces of the universe are watching. They are waiting for your command. When you speak the word of power, the seats fill up with tangible results. Opportunities walk through the door. Checks come in the mail. Phone calls bring good news. But you must stay on the stage. You cannot run back to the safety of the audience at the first sign of trouble. You must hold your ground. Having done all, stand. Stand in the spotlight. Let it burn away the dross of fear. The contract of mediocrity is a contract of delay. It says, wait until the economy is better. Wait until the children are grown. Wait until you lose 10 pounds. The divine says, now, behold, I make all things new. Now, not tomorrow. The power is always in the present moment. The spectator lives in the past or the future. The actor lives in the now. The actor is fully present in the scene. To possess your abundance, you must be present to receive it. You must be awake. You cannot sleepwalk through the script. You must be alert to the hunches, the intuitive nudges that tell you where the gold is hidden. Tearing up the contract requires a certain ruthlessness. You must be ruthless with your own self-pity. Self-pity is the drug of the spectator. It feels good to feel bad for yourself. It feels warm and fuzzy to say, poor me. Nobody understands. Stop it is poison. It poisons your blood and it poisons your wallet. No one gives a spotlight to a victim. They give a spotlight to a victor. Shake off the dust of self-pity. Rise up, arise shine, for thy light is come. The glory of the Lord is risen upon you, but you must rise to meet it. You must stand up on the inside, before you can stand up on the outside. There is a scene in your script that you have been afraid to play. It represents the big leap. It represents the asking for the raise, the starting of the business, the writing of the book. The contract of mediocrity forbids this scene. It says it is too risky. But the silence tells you that this is the scene you were born for. This is the climax of the first act. If you skip this scene, the movie makes no sense. The movie becomes boring. And God is not the author of boredom. God is the author of adventure. You must play the scene. You must take the risk. And you will find that the moment you step in the risk, the net appears. The support appears. The fear was a paper tiger. The theater of your life is not a tragedy. It is a comedy, in the divine sense. It is a story with a happy ending. It is a story of triumph. But you have been playing it like a tragedy. You have been walking around with a long face, expecting the worst. Smile. Laughter is a spiritual weapon. Laughter shatters the rigidity of fear. When you laugh at your problem, you become bigger than the problem. The spectator takes the play too seriously. The star knows it is just a play and enjoys the performance. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the game. When you are in a state of joy, you are a magnet for abundance. Money loves joy. Health loves joy. Love loves joy. Misery repels them all. Listen closely in the silence. Do you hear the sound of the contract tearing? It is the sound of your liberation. It is the sound of chains falling off. You are free from the need to please others. You are free from the need to conform. You are free to be the magnificent, unrepeatable miracle that you are. The spotlight is swinging toward you. It is blindingly bright. Do not squint. Do not look away. Look right into the light. Absorb it. It is the light of God's countenance shining upon you. It is the light of favor. Favor means that things work out for you even when they shouldn't. Favor means that you get the job, even if you are not the most qualified. Favor means that one day of God's blessing is worth 1,000 years of labor. You are not an extra. You are not a background singer. You are the soloist. Sing your song. Sing it loud. Let the vibration of your voice crack the walls of your prison. The only person who can keep you in the dark is you. The devil cannot do it. The world cannot do it. Only your own consent to mediocrity can do it. Withdraw your consent. Say, I do not consent to be poor. I do not consent to be sick. I do not consent to be ignored. I consent to be wealthy. I consent to be whole. This is the new contract. Sign it with your faith. Sign it with your action. The silence is now filled with the energy of expectation. Something is about to happen. The curtain is going up. The audience of the universe is leaning forward. They want to see what you will do. Will you retreat, or will you advance? Advance. Go forward. The Red Sea will part. The walls of Jericho will fall. The lions' mouths will be shut. You are the protagonist of a divine epic. Act like it. Walk with the stride of a conqueror. Speak with the voice of authority. Love with the heart of divine. The contract is destroyed. The pieces are scattered on the floor of your mind. Sweep them away. Do not look at them again. Do not tape them back together with doubt. They are gone. You are starting fresh. You are a new creature. The old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. The spotlight is yours. The stage is yours. The abundance is yours. It is time to perform the miracle. It is time to live the truth. It is time to be the star you were created to be. The contract of the spectator is dust and ashes, blown away by the wind of the Spirit. You hold in your hand the pen of the Almighty. The page is white, the ink is gold, and the title of this new chapter is Triumph. Go write it.